Students, as we have started the chapter water pollution or wastewater treatment. So, for that, some terms are very important like BOD, COD, dissolved oxygen, pH of the water, conductance of the water, alkalinity of the water. Such types of terms are very important to learn initially before studying the wastewater treatment. So, we will see first point is a biological oxygen demand, that is a BOD. So, biological oxygen demand is also known as a biochemical oxygen demand. And BOD or the biological oxygen demand is amount of dissolved oxygen which is needed by the aerobic biological organisms to break down the organic material which is present in the wastewater sample at a certain temperature and at a specific time. So simply this is the BOD. Means simply this is a dissolved oxygen which is required for the microbes or the aerobic organisms to break down the organic content which is present in the wastewater and at a particular temperature and at a specific time. All this will happen. So this is the biological oxygen demand, and the degree of microbially mediated oxygen consumption in water which is known as a biological oxygen demand. And the selection of microorganisms is very important, and this step is called as a seeding. So here seeding is done with the help of the bacteria. And one reaction is given here how the biological oxygen will work. So here is the CH2O. We have to break down this molecule by using the O2 or the oxygen. So simply this will get decomposed into the smaller molecules that are CO2 and water. So simply CH2O in the presence of the biological oxygen or in the presence of dissolved oxygen and the microbes or the bacteria, so it will get converted into the smaller molecules like carbon dioxide and water. So simply there is a breakdown of the formaldehyde. And the procedure is given here how the biological oxygen demand can be studied. So in the procedure there are three parts. First part is the preparation of the dilution water. So for that purpose we have to take a desired volume of the distilled water in a bottle. So that we require the stopper bottles which have the capacity is around 300 ml. So initially we have to take the desired amount of the distilled water in a stopper bottle. Then we have to add 1 ml phosphate buffer, pH is 7.2, and 1 ml of magnesium sulfate, 1 ml of calcium chloride and 1 ml of ferric chloride. So all these things are taken in the stopper bottle. This is the first point, preparation of dilution water. Initially just we have taken a desired amount of the distilled water, then added the phosphate buffer 1 ml, pH is 7.2, and the 1 ml magnesium sulfate, 1 ml calcium chloride and 1 ml ferric chloride. So this is the method for dilution water preparation. So initially take the sufficient amount of the water, then add the nutrients which I have written here, magnesium sulfate, calcium chloride and the FeCl3. Everything is 1 ml and buffer is added. So after addition of buffer we have to saturate this solution by using the oxygen. So just in the stopper bottle we have to saturate the oxygen by externally. After that, store this bottle in a incubator and each day add 1 ml of the buffer into it. So simply add buffer up to which days we are going to keep that bottle in the incubator. So simply if you have kept this bottle for 5 days, on each day you have to add the 1 ml of buffer in the same bottle. Now this is the first method or the first part, preparation of the dilution water. Now the second part is dilution techniques. So this dilution technique is dependent upon the nature of sample collected from what place and so on. So if the industrial wastewater is there, then just dilute sample up to 0.1 to 1%. Then when raw and the settled sewage is there, then dilute it up to 1 to 5%. And when the polluted river water is there, then we have to dilute this solution up to 25 to 100%. And when oxidized effluents are there, then dilute solution to 5 to 25%. So these are the various dilution percentage for water according to the wastewater which collected from the separate places, like industrial wastewater, raw and settled sewage, then the polluted water collected from the river, and the oxidized effluents. So this is the second point, dilution techniques. Now we will see the procedure in detail. So now we have the solution. Just we have taken the stopper bottle. In the stopper bottle we have taken sufficient amount of the distilled water, then added buffer 1 ml phosphate buffer. After that the magnesium sulfate, calcium chloride, FeCl3, everything is added 1 ml and the oxygen is bubbled into it. Now aerate the water sample thoroughly by the bubbling of air, that is the oxygen, through a division tube into the sample for 5 minutes. So just in the stopper bottle insert the tube and bubble the oxygen for 5 minutes. Now the dissolved oxygen is around 7 ppm. Make the dilution mainly with the distilled water. So after bubbling of the oxygen, make the dilution up to 300 ml. And now take two stopper bottles. First stopper bottle is labeled as a B1 and second bottle is labeled as a B2. So now we have two bottles, B1 and B2. In first bottle, add diluted domestic wastewater which we have prepared in the first section or first part A. We have prepared the diluted water. So just take domestic wastewater which we have diluted. So this is around 1 to 2 ml per liter and measure the dissolved oxygen, that is the D1. So in first bottle which we have labeled as a B1, you have to take the diluted water which we have initially diluted. How much you have to take? 1 to 2 ml per liter and measure the dissolved oxygen D1. So just initial solution is taken and its dissolved oxygen is measured and which is labeled as a D1. Now take second stopper bottle and add the diluted sample. Then seal this bottle and incubate this bottle in the dark for 5 days and temperature will be maintained at the 20 degrees Celsius. Means simply which we have diluted the sample initially. Take this bottle and directly measure its dissolved oxygen and just put this bottle into the dark after measuring dissolved oxygen which is D1. In the dark put that bottle for the 5 days and after 5 days we have to again measure the dissolved oxygen from that bottle. So after the 5 days incubation, measure the dissolved oxygen of the liquid sample, which is labeled as a D2. Now we have D1 and D2. D1 is the initial dissolved oxygen of a fresh sample which we have prepared, and after 5 days, after incubation in the dark for 5 days, we have again measured the dissolved oxygen, which is a D2. Now we will calculate the biological oxygen demand by using formula. So milligram per liter, that is the BOD unit. So BOD is equal to D1 minus D2 in first bracket minus B1 minus B2 into F and whole bracket divided by P. Now here see what are the things. D1 and D2 are the dissolved oxygens, but D1 is the dissolved oxygen of the diluted sample which we have initially diluted. Then D2 is the dissolved oxygen of the diluted sample after incubation of the 5 days. Then B1 and B2, these are the dissolved oxygen of diluted water which contains seed bacteria before and after incubation. And F is the ratio of seed in sample and P is the decimal fraction of the sample. So simply D1, D2 are the dissolved oxygens before incubation and after incubation. Then small B1 and B2 are the dissolved oxygens of the diluted water which contains the seed, that is the bacteria or the microorganisms which we have added for decomposition of the compound or the organic matter. So dissolved oxygen before and after incubation, and F is the ratio of the seed sample present in the diluted sample, and the P is the decimal fraction of the sample. So this formula is little bit complicated. We will see the simple formula here. Biological oxygen demand after 5 days, which is equal to dissolved oxygen when time is 0, means freshly prepared solution, and at that time we have measured the dissolved oxygen, that is here, and after 5 days of incubation, means dissolved oxygen at time t is equal to 5 days. So DO at time 0 minus DO when 5 days are left for incubation into 300 divided by volume. So this 300 is the volume of the stoppered bottle which is fixed, and here V is the sample volume which we have taken for the dilution, either 5 ml, 10 ml, 15 ml, 20 ml which we have taken from the first bottle. So simply this is the sample volume in ml. So this is the very simple formula. Biological oxygen demand after incubation is equal to dissolved oxygen when solution is freshly prepared minus dissolved oxygen after 5 days into 300 divided by volume. And here is the problem which I have taken. So here we have to calculate the biological oxygen demand. So they have given when the solution is freshly prepared, dissolved oxygen is 7.0 milligram per liters, and when dissolved oxygen after 5 days of incubation it was measured and it is 3.5 milligrams per liter, and volume of sample which we have taken in the bottle is a 15 ml and stopper bottle capacity is 300 ml. So just we are going to calculate the biological oxygen demand. So this can be calculated by using formula depletion in milligram per liter, that is DO 0 minus DO 5. So depletion milligram per liter divided by sample volume in ml into 300 ml. So sample volume is given 15 ml. Bottle's capacity is 300 ml. and depletion formula is the D0 minus or DO0 minus DO5. So dissolved oxygen when solution is freshly prepared, it is 7 milligram per liter, minus dissolved oxygen after 5 days, it is 3.5. So just put all the values in this formula. We will get value biological oxygen demand is equal to 70 milligrams per liter. So by this way we can calculate the biological oxygen demand, that is the dissolved oxygen which is required for the breakdown of the organic matter by using the microorganisms.